has the highest kill count in Naruto? Well, surprisingly, the main protagonist himself has only 4 confirmed kills. The first was Yura, a Sand Village Jonin. He was a secret agent for the Akatsuki, and Naruto put him to an end quickly. Surprisingly, Naruto killed a person for the first time in the Kazekage rescue mission arc, more than 250 episodes and a time skip later. Naruto's second kill comes even later in the series, as we jump straight into Boruto. Well, the kill was shown in Boruto, but Naruto was well young. During the time travel arc, Orochimaru tried to kill a younger Naruto, but during their final fight, Sasuke and Jiraiya were able to pave the way for Naruto and Boruto to obliterate Orochimaru, granting Naruto his second kill. Well, according to the timeline, it should be his first, but whatever. Boruto has also confirmed another kill, Raikage. This dude! Who? Naruto kills Buntan's dad by punching him off the cliff and using a Rasengan when he fought him with Team Guy. Years later, during Boruto, Raiga's daughter Buntan blames Naruto for killing her dad. But at the end of the day, we know what we're gonna say in response to that. We don't care. If you think that Naruto is done killing people, our boy's talk no jutsu works on most people, but not this man, Ishiki Otsutsuki, the Giga Chan. During their fight in chapters 51 and 52, Naruto unlocked Baryon mode to use all of Kuruma's chakra. His powers reduced Ishiki's life force, who was already on a timer.
Anime Bulls D, but that doesn't count as a kill. His time just ran out.
Shut up! Well, then nobody can kill someone. We all gotta die someday. Oh wait, coming back to Naruto's final kill, wouldn't it be Kurama instead? Now, you'd be surprised to learn that Naruto's rival Sasuke is also on the lower end when it comes to confirmed kills. For example, even though you may think otherwise, he never actually killed the Sound Ninja in the Chunin exams. Sasuke would often go out of his way to ensure he didn't kill if he didn't need to, such as the army of 1,000 ninja he defeated during his training with Orochimaru, as he made sure to spare every single one. However, it all changed after the death of Itachi, as it is implied he killed a number of Kumo shinobi tailing Team Taka following their capture of Killer Bee. On top of this, during his raid of the 5 Kage summit, he slaughtered a group of samurai, easily raising the total number to at least 15. Furthermore, there is of course Deidara and Danzo, who also died due to his actions, as well as Orochimaru prior to him being revived later in the story. In total, Sasuke's kill count would just be under 20. Their sensei Kakashi of the Sharingan is one of the most legendary shinobi in history. Like, did you know Hagoromo the Sage of Six Paths somehow knew this man's name? As a prodigy, Kakashi became a Jonin by the age of 12 and eventually joined the Anbu, being promoted to Root. He participated in the Third War, killing a few shinobi on screen. After killing Rin, Kakashi was transferred to the Anbu Corps for his cold shoulder. There, he grew more violent and would kill his enemies, quickly becoming the Anbu captain. After Minato's death, he joined the Root and under Danzo killed multiple people mercilessly. He also killed Zabuza, Haku, and a few more shinobi, including finishing the job on the infamous Kakuzu with a little help from Naruto. Well, if Kakashi is so low on the list, who could be higher? Well, let's not forget Itachi. Now you may be wondering, ABD, how is he so low on the list? We know what he did. Well, just wait till you watch the whole video to see how bad things get. The death and destruction Itachi experienced at such a young age traumatized him and made him a pacifist, leading to Itachi training non-stop in order to erase fighting from the world, already having the mentality of a Hokage at the age of 5. He became part of Kakashi's team in the Anbu, where he already killed numerous people. At one point, they both worked together in a 2-man squad following an exchange between Konoha and the Prajna group of the Land of Woods, killing the latter party after an attempted betrayal. They would work together for 2 years, continuing killing more people until Itachi is promoted to a new Anbu team. Later, after killing his parents, Itachi and Obito slaughtered the entire Uchiha clan, which totaled around 200 to 300 members. And this is not even including all the years Itachi had done S-rank missions for the Akatsuki and doing bounties, killing hundreds of people. However, the mastermind that orchestrated the Uchiha massacre massacre was none other than the founder and leader of Root, Danzo. He trained the members to lose their emotions by growing up as brothers from a young age, only to later be made to kill each other. Root's missions were less than respectable, such as eliminating individuals that were considered potential threats simply for expressing their disdain for Konoha. Danzo would do anything to gain power within the country, such as killing the messenger frog that was going to inform of Pain's invasion, resulting in, more damage to Konoha so that he could just take over as Hokage. He worked with Orochimaru, tried to assassinate Hiruzen, tricked Hanzo, and of course, most notably, he forced Shisui to off himself. Pretty much anything evil in the Naruto verse, Danzo is probably behind it. This all stemmed from him being a freaking in the first war and not being called the Hokage. Oh, and by the way, Kisame also would rank pretty high since it's confirmed he killed over 109 people in the third data book, including his own squad, also searching for the Samahade legendary sword and being part of the Akatsuki. Next up is Zabuza, killing hundreds of students to graduate from his class, arguably the deadliest out of the 7 swordsmen, and he was a rank A missing nin from the bingo book, becoming a contract killer for the rest of his years. He murdered 13 people whilst at Anbu as told in his data book, and it is unknown how many people he killed as a mercenary for 20 years. But let's be honest, it must be insanely high, as he pretended to not care about Haku and that they are tools designed to kill whatever they are directed at. Even in his last bout, with all his chakra gone and he's about to die, he puts the kunai in his mouth just to kill all of the corrupt people in front of him. Meaning Zabuza must be racking up to 1,000 kills during the 20 years of being a mercenary. We now move on to Sasori, who easily stacks up his numbers in the hundreds with just his puppets. He killed at least 300 people to make them. On top of that, he said in his 10v100 fight that he used all the puppets to take down an entire nation whilst being in the Akatsuki. Now me going, I scoured the internet and this madman found out what nation it was. Judging from the picture, it's pretty small, and taking down a nation would be its VIP members and elite ninja. I mean, do you really think Sasori went and killed every single human there? Okay, maybe he did. But that brings us to at least 1,000 to 2,000 confirmed kills. Next up is Jiraiya, a candidate for Hokage and was one of the most renowned ninjas for his time. Remember when Itachi warned Kisame not to face him one-on-one as they would struggle? That demonstrates how much his reputation influenced others not to cross him. He fought in the 2nd and 3rd Shinobi War, which made his numbers up pretty high. However, one key factor that makes Jiraiya formidable is his accomplishment of completing the most missions of all characters in the entire Naruto series. Jiraiya completed 1,839, and guess what? We know for a fact that B rank missions and above involve fighting and killing other ninja. B rank are missions anticipated to involve combat with other ninja, examples being guarding people, espionage or killing. A rank are village or state level matters and trends, examples being suppressing ninja forces, and S rank are state level confidential matters like assassinating VIPs. Therefore, by default, if we assume that Jiraiya's 684 B rank, 614 A rank and 138 S rank, we can deduce that he must have killed at least 1,000 to 2,000 people or more, depending on whether a mission required taking out entire squads. Next up is Nagato. After Yohiko's death, Nagato obliterated Hanzo's army, including Hanzo himself. Later, Pain proceeded to eliminate everyone, even remotely connected to Hanzo, from members of his family to distant acquaintances, racking up a few hundred kills right there. Pain and Conan pretty much began a civil war in the village just to overthrow him. He killed his former sensei Jiraiya that till this day gives us PTSD. I'm gonna cry just saying it. And of course, multiple killings are necessary in order to capture the tail beast. The tail beast extraction kills the person, so that also counts. And then there are the 6 paths. He needed to kill those people to take their bodies and get them replaced each time. Whilst protecting the village hidden in the rain, Nagato killed hundreds of people, becoming its leader. And on top of that, being the leader of the Akatsuki, Nagato is the cause for thousands of deaths around the world. He of course wiped out all of Konoha, killing thousands upon thousands. However, he then revived them all, making his kill count lower, up against the people I'm about to explain. Next up is Kakuzu, and he was an S-rank missing nin who was close to immortal as he can be. Remember that he was alive back when Hashirama ruled the streets and even survived a battle with him. However, it was this last battle that began his life of mindless murder, as he was locked up for failing to kill the first Hokage. This spawned great hatred within him, resulting in his escape from prison, as well as the village. However, not before killing the 5 elders, taking their hearts for himself, as well as the knowledge of the village's forbidden techniques. From here, he entered the world of bounty hunting, making it his full-time job for nearly 100 years. To fuel his desire for money, as he believed it to be the only dependable thing in the world, to the point where he became well acquainted with the bounty officer. Throughout his killing, he would take their hearts to prolong his own lifespan. If we presume Kakuzu's killing did not begin till he became a shinobi at around 12 years old, that still leaves 79 years for him to rack up his numbers. If we estimate during those 79 years, he killed just 1 person a month, it would raise his kill count to just under 950. However, that's an understatement, as we know he went on to kill 3 former Akatsuki members he was previously teammates with, as well as also wiping out an entire Land of Fire temple to claim just 1 bounty. Furthermore, he was usually found being at the bounty centers, meaning he made several rounds in a month. Therefore, I think it's kind of fair to round his number up to around 2,000 to 3,000 kills. Next up is Hashirama, Tobirama, and the 3rd Hokage. Known as the god of shinobi, Hashirama grew in the most gruesome era of shinobi. Ever since he was a preteen, Hashirama had been fighting in battles. By the time he was an adult, he was leading the Senju clan in their clashes against multiple clans, including the Uchiha. If we see the scenes from the anime, it is apparent that Hashirama was the kill leader, having killed generations of shinobi by the time he became the Hokage. Tobirama was pretty much the same, as he was the 2nd strongest shinobi from the Senju clan, but he ranks higher than Hashirama, as he was far more ruthless and, can I say it, he was kind of racist. He killed countless people, including Madara's brother, and has 1 more war under his belt, which was the First Shinobi World War, swiftly bringing us to Hiruzen, who ranks similarly. Hiruzen was a natural prodigy hailed as a god of shinobi too. His talents made him Hokage at a young age, directly selected by Tobirama. Having surpassed his teacher in childhood, he was the strongest shinobi produced from his clan, as well as the most powerful of Kage during his lifetime. Apparently, Naruto battle scaling, guys. Hiruzen was renowned as the professor due to his unprecedented versatility in ninjutsu, having mastered all the skill sets and combat forms of the shinobi art. He happens to be one of the only confirmed characters to have fought in every single world war. The kill count got so high that he became a pacifist, trying to avoid violence at all costs, even trying to make a peace treaty in the 3rd war, and avoiding the Uchiha clan conflict at all costs, until Danzo took matters into his own hands. Now, another Kage with a high kill count is Minato. He killed many Iwa shinobi during the 3rd war, having taken down around 50 enemy shinobi by himself during the Battle of Kanabi Bridge. But these are rookie numbers, as we can speculate he killed much more considering he was given his own nickname as the Yellow Flash of the Leaf, and that enemies were warned to flee on sight as he was on the bingo book. Think about it. Within 10 seconds, this man Minato killed 50 people in only one fight. He had countless fights that we cannot even name. With such a high reputation in the Third Shinobi War alone, we can safely assume that his kill count was known across the world, putting it in the thousands. Later being confirmed in Kakashi's novel that was released later on. Next up is the third Raikage, and he was ruthless. After all, it was his job to calm down the 8 tails whenever it would rampage. That's how OP he was. However, his most frightening feat is when he selflessly allowed his comrades to escape the battlefield by single-handedly taking on an army of 10,000 shinobi alone for 3 days straight. Logically speaking, it is likely he would have racked up at least 5,000 kills right then and there before succumbing to his death. The worst part is that he wasn't even killed by his enemies. He died from chakra exhaustion. When he was Edo Tensei, the same situation presented itself. No one could defeat him until Naruto created the genius idea of hitting his weak point. He was destroying countless shinobi in only a few minutes of Edo Tensei. Similarly, Hanzo of the Salamander was renowned throughout the world on the same level as him. He could solo whole platoons, as seen in his fight against Konoha, where he spared Orochimaru, Tsunade, and Jiraiya, labeling them the Sannin. During his righteous part of reign, Hanzo killed at least a few nations worth of people, going around to countries just to destroy them. And it became even worse after becoming power hungry. He even participated in the Second Ninja War, racking in another few thousand kills. This brings us to the ultimate person that helped the Fourth War, Kabuto. Despite being a spy, Kabuto has a ton of kills too. Firstly, he killed 8 Anbu members guarding Sasuke after his preliminary Chunin exam fight. But that's nothing when you remember that the reanimation jutsu requires a living sacrifice. Therefore, he is responsible for killing everyone that became an Edo Tensei, in which there were 55 of them. Each one of them has to follow his will too, except from Madara and Itachi, who escaped it. Therefore, he can take accountability for forcing the reanimations to fight in the war, adding another few hundreds, if not thousands of kills in his total kill count, as his will was imposed and forced upon everyone, causing much devastation. He helped Orochimaru do all of his experiments and killed anyone that went against them. Now this is where the numbers go absolutely insane. Another member of the 3 Sannin is Orochimaru. He's been around for the Second and Third Shinobi War, which was some of the deadliest battles in history, so this automatically puts his kill count higher than others. Orochimaru was the one that told Jiraiya and Tsunade to kill the children in front of them. These children happened to be Nagato, Yahiko, and Konan, which highlights how Orochimaru didn't spare women or children, no matter the circumstances, not even his own best friend. He told Tsunade that they should kill Jiraiya quickly rather than save him so that they could flee the battlefield, as emotions shouldn't hinder their decisions. This brings the number of people he has killed to hundreds. Orochimaru's hunger for knowledge made him even worse, where he wanted to test anyone he could get his hands on. After Minato succeeded his sensei, the third Hokage, Orochimaru no longer felt he needed to hide his evil. This led him to kidnapping 60 children to experiment with Hashirama's DNA, gaining aid from Danzo in the process, as he needed an arm for his Sharingan. One of them had survived, which adds 59 people to his kill count. Orochimaru also joined the Akatsuki for 7 years at most, leaving because Itachi was stronger than him and he couldn't get a hold of his body. Remember how he folded him in 2 seconds flat when they first met? Joining the Akatsuki meant that Orochimaru must have conducted countless killings and experiments free from judgment. This led to us witnessing it in several episodes. Entire labyrinths of people in cages, and he has multiple locations. For example, where Jugo and Karen were found. The hidden sound was a source of experiments, and it was founded for the express purpose of collecting ninja for his quest to learn all techniques. It has a network of laboratories composed of various hideouts and bases scattered throughout the land of sound and other countries, which brings his kill count to the thousands. That's why Orochimaru used that village as a forte in part 1 and killed the Kazekage to enter the Chunin exams in disguise, where he then murdered Hiruzen. In fact, you know what? This guy admitted he's responsible for the entire Konoha Crush arc, which adds even more kills to his tally. Moving us swiftly to his curse mark. He was handing that shit out left, right and center for years by isolating an enzyme from Jugo's special fluids and mixing it with his own senjutsu chakra. Orochimaru created a cursed seal he could brand others with. Removal of the seal is nigh impossible. The only known certain ways to remove it is to either, die or you cannot hold its power. Therefore, yet again, bringing Orochimaru's kill count by a few hundred if not 1,000. We then move on to the living corpse reincarnation technique that was developed by him that allows Orochimaru to transfer his soul to someone else's body. He can only perform this technique once every 3 years. We see Orochimaru using this technique 4 times, which means 4 more kills. It failed against Sasuke until he was revived through the evil releasing method, and it circumvented this process, emerging in a slightly different snake form and then slithering into a white Zetsu clone mouth. Even with his newfound immortality, his experiments do not end. In Boruto, he made Mitsuki into many clones. He failed his initial tests for independence 6 times, increasing the death toll once again, as he implanted a strong Juin Jutsu on Mitsuki's heart that would automatically activate, causing Mitsuki to self-destruct in order to conceal the secrets of his research. Madara Uchiha fought in some of the deadliest wars in shinobi history, living to tell the tale, including the infamous Uchiha vs Senju war. Deep into this bloody war, the Senju proposed a peace treaty. However, after the death of his brother Izuna, Madara had enough. Whilst his clanmates around him surrendered to the Senju to live a life of peace, Madara battled on to avenge his brother. This meant with each passing battle, Madara was left to fend off against the Senju alone. Yet he survived it all and only caved in after losing his battle with Hashirama. However, being the figurehead of an entire war with the power and skill he had, it would have made Madara's kill count in the thousands at an early age. But that wasn't enough blood for Madara. He needed to hand out more L's, and so immediately after his reanimation in the 4th Great Shinobi War, Madara murdered the entire 4th Division, netting him just shy of 16,000 confirmed kills within a matter of minutes. We know this because he faced Gaara's squadron, which was 1 of 5, equally split from a force of 80,000 shinobi, leaving Gaara to lead an army of 16,000. Whilst Madara didn't kill every last one, his total kill count wouldn't have been that far off, especially when you consider he dropped back-to-back meteorites on them all. From here, he became the main frontman of the 4th Great Shinobi War, taking on his Jubi form and activated the Infinite Tsukuyomi across the entire globe, killing thousands more before being betrayed by Black Zetsu, making his total kill count around 20,000. However, it's time to talk about the one disciple that he manipulated to do the most murder you have ever seen. Obito's life of killing began early on, despite being a, he killed a few during the 3rd war, but really started handing out L's after Rin's death, where he single-handedly massacred a small squadron. The fun doesn't stop there though, as he is the man behind the Nine-Tails attack on Konoha. We know that out of all the major villages, Konoha's population was the highest. Using the ninja registration numbers, we can begin to get a vague estimate of the exact amount. At the time, Kakashi would have been 14, therefore a qualified shinobi. He was registered as number 9,720. So if we round that up to 10,000, we know the total number of shinobi. But we must also remember that Konoha is not just a village full of ninja. We must account for the NPCs too. So let's round that up to around 80 to 100,000. With the amount of destruction the QB caused, even if only 1% died, that's still over 1,000 kills. Remember that Minato, Kushina, Iruka's parents, and and much more all died. But his annihilation of Konoha didn't end there, as he also aided Itachi in the Uchiha clan massacre, netting him another few hundred kills. He also manipulated Nagato to go against Hanzo so they would all die. At this point, killing is just second nature to him, as he also killed the original Akatsuki members, taking over as their new undercover mastermind, continuing to raise his kill count, including instances such as the murder of Conan. But then he had to go and declare war, the very same war which would have easily tripled his kill count at the very least. It's estimated amongst the community that at least 65,000 people died during the Fourth War, and if we suggest Obito is responsible for at least 40% of that number, it adds an extra 26,000 to his total kills, as he is the one that used the Edo Tensei, created the strategies, released the White Zetsu, and much more. And finally, we have the Otsutsuki clan. Nobody comes close to these parasitic aliens, who are responsible for the annihilation of entire solar systems. Kaguya alone turned over 100,000 humans into a White Zetsu army, taking their life in return, all to defend herself from Momoshiki, who we see eating chakra fruits from other planets, resulting in a death count in the millions, if not billions, because to receive a chakra fruit, you need to take all the life force and DNA of that planet for it to come out so that they can consume it. As we can see, Momoshiki ate multiple. And then, of course, there's Shibai, who consumed so many fruits that he reached godhood, becoming a fifth dimensional being above human comprehension, meaning he alone will have wiped out entire galaxies with a kill count so high a number doesn't even exist to explain it.